Hi everybody, this is Callie from Reno. The reason why I'm on tonight is to discuss something that I thought about and learned today. So, as I was walking down the hall where I work, I was talking to a man, and I found out that he was back having cancer concerns. He's fought and won cancer twice already in his life, and he was telling me how sad he was that his friend had recently passed away from cancer, and that his levels of the hormone that need to be low for him are high again. And so I thought to myself, what's most important? And am I spending that time in my life in those things that are most important to me? And what's most important to you is a question too. Is what's most important to you? It's not judgmental from me. It's just something that is a good question to ask yourself. And whatever it is, are you spending your quality time on that? Or are you wasting your time on other things? Is your family important? Is your job important? Is your house important? Is your car important? What is it that's most important to you? Is it your education? Whatever it is most important, focus on that thing and keep on focusing on it until you've accomplished that thing. So family to me, my husband's very important to me, and so we pay attention to each other. We have a date night on Fridays to be able to keep on going with our relationship, to continue to build that relationship. So this is a question to really dig down deep inside to figure it out, as well as if there's something that's not right in your life, what is it and what do you want to change? What do you want to change your life to make it better? And what type of resources are you going to use? There's so many great resources out there nowadays. There's online, there's Google, of course, there's libraries, and often public libraries in the United States anyway have a program called it's a program where you can use research tools through the internet at home from the public library. You can use those things too. But finding out different resources that will accomplish those goals and dreams and those things that are most important to you. You know, most people I don't think are going to die or near death and say to themselves, I wished I had made more money. I think most people will say, I wished that I had spent more time with my family. I wished I had spent more time in my community. I wished I had spent more time with the people I loved. And so if you're thinking that way, what is it that you're going to do today to spend more time on that thing that's most important to you? Is it your family? What kind of activities will you do? And it's not just quality, but it's also quantity often with family members. What will you be doing today that makes the most difference in achieving your goals and dreams and the thing that's most important to you? And again, it's not a judgmental call or question from me. It's just a question to dig deep inside about what is the most important thing. And then to figure out what is it that you're doing to get that thing, and what type of resources do you need also. So again, it's just a thought that came to my mind as I was talking to this man that's dealing with cancer again, that'll be fighting his third fight. And I was thinking, what is it that's most important to him? What does he want to accomplish if he wins or doesn't win this fight? Why is it that he's winning? Why is it he's fighting? We always need that why. Viktor Frankl in the book Man's Search for Meaning brings up that topic is, what is your why? The people who survived the concentration camp that he talked about are people who actually understood what their why was. What is your why? He talked about these men who, first of all, it was against the regulations in the concentration camp to stop people from committing suicide. And the way they knew that these men were going to commit suicide is that they'd give up their cigarettes. And cigarettes were a trading thing that they could actually use to trade and to get things that they really wanted. And so when people gave up those cigarettes, he knew, and they knew, that these men were about to commit suicide and die. And so he, as a psychologist and a psychiatrist, actually would talk with these men and find out what was the most important thing to them. And often these men, it's interesting too that these men weren't the most strong people. They weren't muscular. They weren't, people that could lift tons of pounds that survived. It was those people that understood their why. And so it was often men who would say, well, I want to see my child raised to adulthood. Or he said that often they would say, I want to see my wife. I want to have her pie again. And some others would say, well, I want to finish my scientific research that I started on cancer or whatever. And that was their why. And in life, it's important to figure out your why so that you can focus on that. Too often, I think that we get inundated by things that really don't matter. I found myself stressing the other day about some things that didn't matter, and afterwards I'm like, oh, why did I even stress about that? Because honestly, it had nothing to do with the thing that's most important to me. Don't stress about those things that don't matter. Stress about those things that I would say not to stress about anything, but put your focus on those things that do matter to you. And find resources that will help you to find ways to get those things. I know that as I've searched out answers, I often pray. I also meditate to be able to find answers. And meditation and prayer for me has been a world of difference to be able to help me to focus on those things that are important, as well as to figure it out too, because you got to figure out, what is it that I'm going to do next to achieve this? What's the next step? What's the next step? And the big picture, and then making it into smaller bites to be able to get along to the journey, to the end, to where you want. I like the analogy of eating an elephant. No, I wouldn't eat an elephant. I like elephants too much. But the analogy of eating an elephant is that you don't eat it at one big, huge bite, but you take one bite at a time, small bites, until you've accomplished your task. And that's true too. So if what's important to you is your family, take small little bites. You don't have to be the family of the year, or the mother or father or sister or brother or daughter of the year, but just showing them that you care. A lot of things too, when it comes to what's important, is often forgiving yourself as well as forgiving others too, and realizing that you nor anyone else is perfect. And that's something that I have come to realize. It's good to realize that, and to forgive yourself as well as forgiving other people, because no one's perfect. Everybody's trying their best in this life. Nobody comes here to this life to fail. Nobody comes here to hurt people. That's not what human nature is. Human nature is to nurture and to love each other. Sometimes we get unfocused though, and we get unfocused on those things that aren't important, and those things that won't lead us to happiness. So again, think about what will lead you to happiness, what is most important to you, and what will you be spending your time on to achieve that. And sometimes you might need to get back in focus by praying and meditating again, and writing down those things that matter the most to you, making a vision board of those things, and then writing goals on the back of that vision board, how you're going to get those things. Again, this is Kelly Hammond talking about what's most important to you. I hope you have a great night, and I'll see you later. Bye.